Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 758, You Are the Way. John chapter 14, verses 5 and 6 go directly with this hymn text. And the verses read, Lord, Thomas said, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? Jesus told him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This hymn tune was written by George W. Doane and published in Songs by the Way in 1824. It was the only American hymn in the first edition of the hymns Ancient and Modern, a very key hymnal of our music history, and this was in 1861. So it's nice to see that the ELW has retained this beautiful tune and text and has kept it that way, so we also can celebrate it today and keep singing it regularly. Dundee is the name of the tune. D-U-N-D-E-E. Has lots of different spellings, but generally that one. And it was called the French tune in the Scottish Psalter. Now what's interesting is we've been dealing a lot with Zoom lately. At least I have. So many meetings on Zoom. Maybe even some lessons on Zoom. Some of us may be zoomed out. So I would like to offer you, during this pandemic, a way to use the Zoom as we zoom into the way, the truth, and the life. And the music does this, friends, very nicely. So if we look at the beginning, right at the beginning, that first phrase kind of freezes on the subdominant chord, because then we have, and we also have that tune at the end of the piece, or at the end of the hymn here. So we get it twice that. But the neat thing is about hanging on this subdominant is it allows us to zoom into the way, the truth, and life, and find the answer. And what's beautiful, friends, here is the text gives it to us. In verse 1, sin and death we flee. We flee from sin and death. Wisdom. We can have that wisdom, imparted wisdom, through, of course, the Word. And in 3, we're talking about more the resurrection, proclaims your conquering arm. So it's not just the resurrection, it's that Jesus has defeated death. He's conquered death. And so there's that beautiful response that we get right away. And we have as well responses at the end of the phrases. So in, let's say, phrase 4, by your grace set free, purify the heart, joy's eternal flow. But I like to think of it that way, as these chords, they don't feel like the end of phrases, so they kind of force us to zoom in to look at where the phrase is going. And then when we see that, it propels us forward to finish the phrase. And so then we have a beautiful phrase, such as, and then we have a beautiful second phrase. So here is You Are the Way. You are the way to you Beautiful tune. You Are the Way, and a beautiful text. Thank you very so much for listening to Hymn of the Week.